Hey everybody, I was working with a student on today's song, Dirty Work by Steely Dan, and we came up with a very cool campfire version of the song, meaning easy chords, easy strumming. So I thought I'd make it part of my series I call Instant Guitar Lessons, meaning I do it with a student and then right away I turn around and show you guys. You can get a PDF of today's lesson at my website, song-bike.com. So head on over there and check out all the videos and PDFs that you can't find anywhere else. Okay, here we go. 2, 3, 4. Times are hard, you're afraid to pay the fee, so you find yourself somebody who can do the job for free. When you need a little love, 'cause your man is out of town, that's the time to get me running. You know I'll be around. I'm a fool to do your dirty work, oh yeah. I don't wanna do your dirty work no more. I'm a fool to do your dirty work, oh yeah. And at that point, you'd go back to your A minor and start the second verse, the light the candle verse. Okay? So here are a few details. To play along with the original, you want to use a capo at the first fret. Obviously, I'm leaving the capo off for this video. Here are the chords you're going to need. C, F. You're going to need an F chord. Now, I have a video called What the F, and I'm going to give you the way I'm playing the F in this song, the way I'm feeling comfortable with it. But go ahead and watch that video. I'll put the link in the description to this video. It'll give you a lot of options for playing F chords. I'm doing what I think of as a 4-finger F. Essentially, it's a bar chord F without the full bar going across. Okay, I'm barring just the 2 treble strings, the 2 skinny strings. My ring finger is reaching over to the 5th string, 3rd fret, pinky 4th string, 3rd fret, middle finger, 3rd string, 2nd fret. Okay? By the way, I have a PDF available for you guys at my website that's going to go through all this stuff. The PDF is at my website, song-bike.com. For this song, you'll also need A minor, B flat. Now check out the B flat chord. There's a few ways of playing a B flat. I'm going to show you the way that I find to be the easiest, but there's lots of ways of playing B flat. Check it out. Index finger, 1st string, 1st fret. Pinky, 2nd string, 3rd fret. Ring finger, 3rd string, 3rd fret. I'm going to include the open D string, so 4 strings. Technically, this could be called a B flat / D chord, B flat over D, B flat with D as the low note. That's how I've been playing it for this song, and if you know other ways of playing it, go for it. You could even play a B flat power chord. Okay, you'll also need a D minor chord. Now, D minor is not hard, but there may be a bunch of you out there who just don't use D minor much, so it might take you a minute to get used to the D minor chord, no big deal, and G. Now, for this song, more than ever before, I really encourage you to do G with your middle and ring on the bass strings and your pinky on the skinny 1st string. Here's why it's so important for this song. Every chord before and after the G chord throughout the song requires your index finger to be right around the 1st fret or at the 1st fret, very specifically at the 1st fret. So for example, I'm on a D minor and then comes a G chord. Or I'm on a G chord, but the next chord is A minor. See how it makes sense to have your index finger hovering right around the 1st fret, okay? Especially for this song. Even if it takes you a little bit of extra practice to master this G, it's worth it. Middle and ring on the 2 bass strings, pinky on the skinny string, index finger just waiting for the next chord, okay? So that does it for the chords of this song. Let's talk about some strum patterns. First of all, you probably noticed I was doing some just nice, simple, basic down strums. Nothing wrong with that. It sounds great, especially because remember, this is the campfire version of the song, right? So light downstrokes, typically 2 per chord. There's one moment with the D minor right before the chorus. There are 3 beats of the D minor chord. Okay, no big deal. As the verse ends, going into the when you need a little loving, there's 4 G's right before when you need a little loving. There's 4 G's instead of 2. For the most part, it's 2 G's. Here's an example. I'm going to focus just on the chorus. Here's how the chorus sounds, again, with this simple 2 down strum per chord pattern. I'm a fool to do your dirty work, oh yeah. I don't want to do your dirty work no more. I'm a fool to do your dirty work, oh yeah. Okay, very simple. If you want a more sophisticated pattern, let's call this one the boom boom chick pattern. Okay, boom boom chick. I'll illustrate this pattern at the verse. So I'm going to be on my A minor chord, and when I say boom boom chick, check it out. Here's how it would sound with the words. Times are hard, you're afraid to pay the fee, so you'll find yourself somebody who can do the job for free. Now there's those 4 G's I mentioned before. When I get to those 4 G's, I'm just going to go back to those big open down strums because it really fits the song well. Okay, but getting back to this boom boom chick pattern, what is it? I'm going to illustrate with the A minor chord. I'm hitting essentially either the root note, in this case the open 5th string. I'm hitting that twice with a little bit of palm muting on my picking hand. And then I'm strumming 3 or 4 treble strings with a downstroke. I'm going to illustrate this just staying on the A minor chord for a second. Now the only thing that's going to change, depending on the chord, you may pick different strings. On the D minor, you could pick just the 4th string or the 4th and 5th together. For once, I'm going to tell you to not overthink it. As long as you're hitting some heavier strings with a little bit of muting and then answering back with a strum. Right now I'm illustrating this with a C chord. I'm not thinking too hard about exactly which strings I'm hitting, although I'm probably hitting a combination of the 5th and 4th. Okay, it's more of an effect that I'm going for, so don't think too much about it. If you get too precise, it's going to sound like the bluegrass version of Steely Dan. Nothing wrong with that. Depends on the campfire that you're sitting around, okay? But I don't want to get too precise. I would call this being too precise. It sounds a little too good, if you know what I mean. So I'm going for more of a subtle thing. So that's the second strum pattern. Boom, boom, chick, boom, boom, chick. Okay, that nice t-t-check. And that fits the verse really nicely, I think. But again, nothing wrong with just those nice, basic downstrokes, 2 downstrokes per chord most of the time, And again, all this is spelled out on the PDF available from my website. Okay, so remember, folks, this is the campfire version. We're not trying to pick up every nuance of the recording, but we are playing the appropriate chords with solid strumming, so we're up and running. Is perfect for the campfire. Now, I'm always going to encourage you to sing along, hum along, mumble along, engage your voice in some way. It keeps you focused on the song. You don't want to practice this like it's just a chord exercise and then forget what you want the end result to be, right? So, as soon as possible, put a capo on at the 1st fret and play along with the original Steely Dan recording. It can be frustrating at first, for sure, but it's the best way to identify the problem areas, okay? And typically the problem areas are going to be certain chord changes that just are not coming easily for you. Some of them may, be totally easy for you, but others, I imagine, are going to be a little bit tricky. By playing along with the recording, it's like a reality check. That's what I call it, a reality check, where you find out very quickly what's going on, with your playing. And then you can always return to the recording, whether it's the next day or a week later, and see how you're doing, okay? When you do identify the problem areas, you're going to have to take part of your practice time and isolate, say, that specific chord change, and do it 1,000 times. So hey, let's start with the very first chord change, A minor to D minor. For some of you, that might be tricky. Those two chords, A minor and D minor, there's no cute shortcut. There's no one finger that just stays in the same place. You basically have to, as quickly and smoothly as possible, change all your fingers. So that's an example of isolating a certain chord progression, a certain chord change, and just doing it as many times as you can stand it. For a moment, you forget about the rest of the song. You take it out of context and just really do what they call wood shedding. Right? You go out to the woodshed and you do the same thing over and over again. Why the woodshed? Presumably so nobody can hear you out there. That's the idea. Hope you're enjoying today's video, everybody. If you are, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, you may be interested in my YouTube guitar Q&A live streams every Saturday at 5 p.m. You can text in your questions, and I answer as many as I can over the course of a couple hours. If you can't make it on a Saturday, I understand. All the live streams are recorded and time-stamped, so you can watch them later. You can even zip ahead and find out the topics that you are interested in. Don't forget, the PDF for today's lesson is available at my website, song-bike.com. So head on over there where you can access all my PDFs and videos you cannot find on YouTube. One more thing, don't forget to follow me on social media. That information is coming up next. And thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you next time.